Hey y'all, so I wanted to chime in on this whole "you can touch my hair" exhibit that went on in New York. I watched a lot of videos and people had different opinions on, if they didn't like it, if they didn't like it, if they didn't care, whatever. So I kind of wanted to come on here and state my opinion. If your opinion is different, state so in the comments. I'm not here to offend anybody. I'm just here to say how I feel about the whole thing, whatever. So if you didn't know about the You Can Touch My Hair exhibit that was in, I think, Union Square, it was an exhibit. I don't know if exhibit is the right word. I do agree with people who say calling it an exhibit was the wrong choice of word. But anyway, it was where different women with different natural hair textures were standing around and had a sign that said "you can touch my hair," and giving people permission to come up to them and touch their hair. Because black women in general, whether they have natural hair, relaxed hair, or straight hair, whatever, people over years have been fascinated with our hair. Always. Even when let me take this out of my hair. I don't know why I got it in. Over the years, even when I was in grade school, people of different ethnicities have always been curious about my hair, because my hair didn't look like the girl sitting next to me, because I went to different schools where it was predominantly Caucasians, Hispanics, and that was about it. There was just a handful of us black girls, so everyone was pretty much curious about my hair and why it didn't look like the next girl. So I've dealt with the questions all my life. When I was relaxed, when I went natural the first time, when I went relaxed again, when I went natural, this time. Always been curious. So to me, I was just like, oh, people are curious about natural hair. What else is new? I still get questions to this day. I'm almost 3 years natural, and it's like, how'd you get your hair like that? And it's like, that's just the way it grows out of my hair. So the whole touching thing, asking questions is different. Touching hair is another story. To me, I did not see a problem with having people touch our hair. I've had people ask me from time to time, can I touch your hair? And I don't mind. I don't mind it if you ask. I don't want to be walking down the street and have a person come to me and just yank my hair. I think that's rude to anybody. Whether you want to know about my hair or just pulling my hair. But I don't have a problem with people touching my hair as long as they ask. Like when I used to work at Walmart, a coworker of mine who's a friend of mine, she would always say, "Oh, I love your hair," and would touch it, and I didn't care. I just didn't care. If you're someone who minds, I'm not here to offend you. I'm just saying I don't care if someone touches my hair. So there were a lot of people. I think Taryn Guy did a video, because I follow her, so I know for sure how she felt about it. And she doesn't mind if people touch the hair as long as they ask, and that's exactly how I feel. And I get that people are curious, because our hair, some of us who choose to wear our hair very big like I do are curious about our hair. Like I work now and I wear my hair in a hat, but I have a little puff back here when it's in a ponytail. And I get people at work all the time that ask about my hair, different questions like how often do I wash it, what products I put in it. So people are just naturally curious because it doesn't look like their hair or where they grew up. So I understand the curiosity of it. I watched a video. I think Taryn Guy I watched a couple of videos with this girl that was in the green, and she was, I saw the points, I heard the points that she made, and I understood where she was coming from, because she was saying if we allow people to touch our hair, we should educate them on why our hair is the way it is, and she said a lot of stuff that I saw where she was coming from. If someone touches your hair, you should tell them why your hair feels the way it does, why it curls, why it kinks. And I was also laughing when she said that someone told her, "You look creative." That was funny. Because her hair was the way it was, that she was creative, But I really just want to touch on the subject, just saying that I was not mad about the event or the exhibit. I just want to say I don't mind when people touch my hair if they ask, because people are curious. People are naturally curious about how our hair grows out of our head, why it kinks, why it coils the way it does when their hair doesn't. You you can't really fault people for being curious, especially if they grew up very sheltered. That's not their fault. And that's not technically their parents' fault or their parents' fault. It's just the way they grew up. And so, I mean, if there's a Caucasian girl or male or, you know, Hispanic or Asian or, I mean, because there's some Asians who got tightly coiled hair too. I've seen all different ethnicities who have, you know, different types of hair. I've seen Caucasian women, Caucasian men who have had more tightly coiled hair than me. But I'm talking about, you know, the ones who have, you know, grown up with just straight hair or wavy hair, and they can't help but be curious when they see a black woman with tightly coiled hair, and they're like, why does her hair grow like that? Let me ask a question. And if you were to ask me questions about my hair, about, you know, why my hair grows, I have no problem explaining it to you. Okay, well, you know, as a black woman, our hair does not, you know, because I was explaining to someone the other day, a girl who told me, a Hispanic girl was saying, I wash my hair every day because I have to, and I was telling her, well, I only wash my hair once a week, and she wanted to know why. So I went into this whole detail, like, okay, well, my hair is obviously different than yours, and so we have to keep, you know, our hair oiled, because if we wash our hair every day, it dries it out. So that's a whole nother story. But anyway, just wanted to touch in saying, you know, I think the whole calling it an art exhibit was the wrong words, but I don't mind if people touch my hair as long as they ask. There we go. So yeah, comment below if you feel a certain way about this, you know, whether you agreed with it, whether you disagreed, you know, as long as we're nice about it, then I'll allow the comments. But yeah, just want to touch on the subject a little bit. So yeah, tell me your thoughts down below.